Hey guys, I decided to start making videos for quite a few reasons. I've been reviewing some of videos in regards to the subject by former witnesses, and uh, and for the most part, I agree with some of the conclusions they've arrived at. However, there are some in which I feel may have ulterior motives, and I'll go into that in more detail in subsequent videos that follow. But one of the reasons that I felt compelled to make this one was this video that I saw. If you look at the screen, I've heard and the frequent use of the word slave in recent years with regards to the organization. I am, just to give you a little context, I am a born-in, however, I was never baptized. And there's a reason for that. But I have recently started attending meetings again. Ran across this video, saw it on a few sites, and it seems to make an attempt to neutralize the word slave as opposed to using the word servant. Now, a slave is a person that is held against their will in bondage. They have no agency, and they're forced to use their labor. A servant is a person who has full agency. They can make choices, and they can decide to leave at any time, whether it may be in their best interest to do so or not. And for the organization to decide that it's better to use the word slave, I do not think that's an accident. I think it is a deliberate act. Also, I think the fact that they are attempting to neutralize the negative connotation is a deliberate act as well. I think it's highly manipulative, and I do invite you to check out the video. I saw it on Kim and Mikey's channel, and I was very disturbed by it. I was disturbed for a few reasons. One, that the only governing body member that is not white was the one presenting it. He actually read from a manuscript the entire time, looking down. And I can tell by the words choices within that document, he did not craft that speech. Because one thing is, black people do not refer to each other as blacks except in relation to other groups. So you might hear them say blacks and whites or blacks and Mexicans, but they don't. They will call themselves black folk or black people. They don't objectify themselves by a single identifying term without being in relation to others. So not to say he couldn't have done that, because if he's not around, if he's kind of isolated himself from not being around people of color, then he may have adopted usages that are not constructive, but I'm very doubtful that's the case. Also, if you look at any other translation of scriptures, you'll see that the word servant is used as opposed to slave, and for some reason I feel that slave is purposefully injected for control purposes. I feel that they're using it to control people. I think this is not constructive. I think it's purposeful. The imagery with having an African American, the only African American governing body member speak it, is also manipulative. And I just had to take the time to point that out. So yeah, I'm going to include a link below the video so that you can see it in its full entirety, and you can make an assessment for yourself as to whether I'm being a little bit outlandish in my claim. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. And then, feel free to comment below to see if you feel that I may be correct or not. I do plan on including additional videos kind of going into how I have arrived at my current mindset in regards to the organization and the people that are comprised in it, as far as decision makers and those who are making claims that are somewhat of self-aggrandizing, and also those who have left that I feel may have done so because they wanted freedom to exercise power in a different way. And I'll go into that as well. But until then, keep searching for truth, and see you on the next video.